You're always a winner with the Toy Tune Podcast. Available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and where other quality podcasts can be heard. Welcome everyone to this special episode of the Toy Tune. I'll be talking about some toys from the late 70s I grew up with from Star Wars. Oh yeah. Love Star Wars. What a great movie. I was about 9 years old when Star Wars came out. And I remember seeing the original theatrical trailer for the movie. And it really hyped me up. Spaceships, lasers, boom, I was sold. I bugged my parents like crazy to take me to this movie when it came out. And luckily I had a really cool brother. The movie didn't open in my local area. It was only on a few movie theaters across the country. But luckily there was a movie theater about 90 miles away that my brother packed me up and hauled me over for my birthday to see Star Wars. I didn't get to see it on opening night. I got to see it, I think, a couple weeks after it opened. It was before my birthday, I know that, but it was after it opened. And he just surprised me. He goes, "Hey, for your birthday, I'm going to take you to see Star Wars." Ah! I was going freaking nuts. I was bouncing off the sides of the car all the way to the movie theater. It was a long 90 miles for my brother. But man, made a big impression on me. Love the franchise. I can't say enough about it, how cool it really is. Anyway, what are some of my top 10 toys from that era that I grew up with? Well, of course, number 10 is going to be the Kenner Lightsaber. Now, this was a inflatable lightsaber. It was kind of goldish, yellowish gold or something like that. Basically, it was a flashlight that took two double D batteries, and you had this inflatable tube that you put on the end of it. You blow it up and you swing it around. And I remember seeing the commercials for this, and like the commercials, we'd throw balloons up in the air and try to hit them with the lightsabers. The bad thing about the lightsabers is they would bend when you try to swing them fast. It was not good. Basically, I just took the tube off of it, and we'd wait till real foggy nights. We'd go outside and shine our flashlights in the fog, which would make beams. And we'd have fights out in the fog with our lightsabers. I had more fun playing with it that way than I did with that frickin' inflatable tube on it. But it was still a pretty cool toy. I love all the details they put on the flashlight body itself. It looked like a little lightsaber. It was pretty cool for the time. Kenner did a pretty good job with it. Now, of course, number 9 has got to be the action figures themselves. And this little soft-sided storage case I had for my figures. I remember I got it for Christmas, and it was a great place to store the figures I had. I had quite a few of them back then. And what was neat about this case is you could flip it over, and it had little pegs, and you could stand little guys up on the pegs and stuff, put them in action poses and things like that. It made a really great shooting gallery for me, though, with my dart gun. I'd get my little case out, and I'd line up some stormtroopers on the little pegs and get my dart gun and go pew, act like I was fighting the stormtroopers. It's a great toy, man. It had multiple uses. Let's see, what else? Number 8, right? Yeah, number 8. Number 8 is, of course, the Land Speeder. When I first saw the Land Speeder up on the big screen, I thought it was the coolest vehicle I had ever seen. And I definitely wanted to get one. And I did get one. I really loved that thing. It was a pretty cool little toy. Had a little pop-up hood where you can see the engine in there. That's where I used to keep my weapons and stuff for any of the guys that were riding around inside the Land Speeder. And it had a really cool suspension system on it that made it look like it was floating. You flip this little lever in the middle of the Land Speeder like a gear shift, and these wheels will pop out the bottom, and it looked like it was floating. It was a really good, cool effect. It was really awesome. However, my Land Speeder met a very bad fate. I wanted to actually see this thing get propelled by little rocket motors. So I took my dad's drill, and I drilled out the nacelles in the back, and I stuck one of those double A, real small double A rocket motors in there. Took it outside, hit the button, off it goes. Smash! Right in the side of the house. Not good. But boy, was it cool though when it shot across that sidewalk though, man. That was awesome. But of course, though, to replace that, I got a hold of the JCPenney exclusive Sonic controlled land speeder. And basically had a little clicker module that was a little R2 unit. You go, and every time you make a click, there's this microphone on the cell on the top, and it would make the land speeder stop and do a turn and do all kinds of things as you click the little clicker. You could clap your hands as well. You could whistle and get it to do it. Well, any kind of loud, sharp noise will get the thing to activate. Had a little adjustment on there. We can adjust the sensitivity of the microphone. It was pretty cool. That one survived for quite a while. I don't remember whatever happened to it, but I had it for the longest time. I think it got sold with a bunch of stuff when I moved out of the house, when I got hired by the company I work for now. But anyway, it was still cool. Oh, let's see. We're up to number 7 now. Yeah, number 7. Oh, yes. I'm looking at my notes right there. I'm sorry if I pause for a second because I'm looking at my notes. Willie's brain doesn't do his brain things very well anymore. Anyway, number 7, the blaster rifle and the blaster pistol, or the laser rifle and the laser pistol, is what Kenner would call them on their boxes. I got these as a gift from my brother for Christmas, and man, they were awesome. The laser rifle I really like particularly because I like the Stormtrooper gun. And what was cool about it was a 3-position kind of deal to it. You'd have it all folded up, look like it did in the movie. You'd have a fold-down piece in the front to make it like a submachine gun looking like thing. Or you could fold the stock and make a shoulder stock. It was kind of cool. It also had a little twirling tube in the barrel that would spin when you pulled the trigger, and it'd make that noise. That was basically a little electric motor with a gear on it against a little plastic tab, and it'd make a noise. Did the same thing in her ships as well. But it was a really awesome gun to have. Used to carry that around with me all over the place. It was a lot of pretty cool. The blaster pistol, Han Solo's blaster pistol, that was cool. My mom made me a little holster so I could wear it on my belt like Han Solo did. It had a little tie thing around my calf and stuff. It was pretty cool. I used to walk around that all over the place too. I actually modified it to put LEDs in the gun barrel. My dad, being in electronics repair, we had a lot of old microwaves, old electronics, stuff like laying around. I'd find stuff with LEDs on them, unsolder them from the board, and I would use them to modify things. I'd put a bunch of them in the barrel of the Han Solo blasters. When you pull the trigger, the end of the barrel would light up. I know. It was very simple, but it made me very happy. I was so happy playing with those toys. It was so cool. I miss my blasters. Might have to find one sometime and hang them on the wall. Let's see. Oh, number 6. Number 6 is a good one. The X-Wing Ship for the action figures. What a cool toy. Now, what's neat about this toy is, of course, it had the electronic sound effect. It wasn't electronic. It was a little gear motor again. Made that noise. Had a little red LED up on the nose that would light up when you push the button. It would simulate like a laser or whatever. But you'd push down R2-D2's head on top, and the wings would go whoop. They would open up and lock. Just like in the movie. That was a really cool feature of that toy. Really liked that thing. And of course, I didn't have the TIE Fighter go with it. I got the Darth Vader TIE Fighter the following year when it came out. I got that for my birthday because I wanted it more than the other TIE Fighter because I thought Darth Vader's ship looked really cool. So I had those hanging from the ceiling of my bedroom for the longest time. I don't have them anymore. I do have a Darth Vader TIE Fighter, but it's not my original one. It's one I picked up at a toy show that was refurbished. It was all redone and re-decaled. It looks like it's brand new. It's pretty cool looking. Decided to go ahead and pick it up so I can hang it from my ceiling like I did when I was a kid. Eventually I'll find an X-Wing and do the same thing and hang them up out here in my room. I think it'd be kind of cool. Freaking 50 years old and collecting toys. That's something. Anyway, what's next? Oh, number 5. Now, I love SSP Racers by Kenner, and they made a Darth Vader SSP van. I had to have it. When I saw it in the toy store, I had to have this thing for my SSP collection. I had a lot of SSPs. I had the Demolition Derby, had some other vehicles. And what was cool about the SSP line is it had a big rubber wheel in the middle, and it was weighted. You had this little pull cord, you pull it and rip it, go vzz, make that noise, and you go shooting across the parking lot or whatever you had the thing on, and it would throw sparks out the back. I thought it was awesome. And of course, being a Darth Vader themed SSP, it was a winner in my book. I didn't have the Luke Skywalker, the white van. All I had was the black Darth Vader van. And some of the stuff we would do with it, we get a cardboard box and we cut a hole in the box, and we would try to get the van to go in the box depending on how far away we were. The farther away you were, you got more points if you got to go inside the hole of that box. I know, real simple games. I wasn't that imaginative. I still had fun doing it though. Number 4, the Diecast Ships. Oh my gosh, I still have my original Millennium Falcon and my original Death Star Destroyer that I got from my brother for my birthday. The Death Star Destroyer is pretty cool because it had the little Princess Leia ship that went up inside, the little Corellian Corvette, the little white thing. You go up inside it and have a little closing door. That was pretty cool. Love the die-cast ships. Now, since then, I've picked up a few more. I picked up a Darth Vader TIE Fighter, which I did have back then. And I picked up an X-Wing, which I didn't have. I'm looking for the Snow Speeder and the Y-Wing. Those are the other two I really want to get for my die-cast Star Wars collection. The rest of them I don't really care about. Maybe I'll get the Land Speeder, too. I don't know. But anyway, I'm rambling. Well, here's a real biggie. Number 3. We're getting up the list now. We're getting some really cool stuff now. The radio-controlled R2-D2. Now, when I saw this, I think I saw the commercial for this on TV. And I definitely had it on my Christmas list. I did get it for Christmas. I love that little remote control R2-D2. It was a very simple device. You had like a 2-button switch, and he would go forward, he would hit the other button, he would spin his head, and when you let off, he would turn his body in the direction his head is facing and start traveling that way. He'd make like little electronic sounds and stuff like that. It was a freaking cool toy. I had one up till about a few years ago, and I sold it off. I shouldn't have sold it. It wasn't my original anyway. It was one I picked up and I repaired and messed with for a while. This is before I was doing YouTube videos, and I didn't have a lot of room, out here in my little game cave. So I started selling stuff off, and I wish I didn't do that. I wish I would have kept it at least to make a video before I sold it off. But hey, that happens. We all go through that every once in a while. Matter of fact, I'm selling stuff off again. I got to make sure there's stuff I want to sell. Anyway, rambling again. I gotta quit rambling so much. Number 2. Now, number 2 is a really cool toy that really sparked my imagination and really got me interested in robots in general. Star Wars really fueled my interest in robotics. This was the Droid Factory by Kenner. You could build a whole bunch of different droids with this kit. Let your imagination run wild. You can make rolling droids, funny looking droids, anything you can think of, you can make with this droid kit. I would love to have this again to make a video on one, because it was such a really, how can I say this? It was a toy that really sparked my imagination and really got me thinking mechanically and aesthetically how robots should look. Love that. As a matter of fact, I liked it so much, I actually bought another one later on in life to combine the kits when I had my allowance money, so I can make even more robots that were a little bigger and stuff. Yeah, I really like that toy. It was pretty cool. And of course, number 1, numero uno, my most favorite Star Wars toy of all time, is of course the Millennium Falcon. Oh yeah. When that thing came out, it was a definite must-have. I didn't get it for Christmas. I didn't get it for my birthday. This old boy, he hauled a bunch of bricks from a barn that my dad tore down. He told me he'd give me a penny a brick to move it from where the barn was and stack all the bricks up in a nice neat pile up against the shed. Willie worked long and hard that summer. moving a lot of bricks. I came up short because there wasn't enough bricks to make up for the full price of the Millennium Falcon, but my dad went ahead and got it for me anyway. I was so ecstatic. This is a toy that I actually broke a sweat over to earn. I cherished this thing. Of course, I sold it off when I left home to go to college like a dummy, but it was in really good shape. I even had the original box with it. That was really the only toy I kept the box for. All the other ones I threw the boxes away. I don't know why I kept the box for that one, but I did. I think because I liked the artwork. And I had the box standing up on my dresser in the back as a display. But of course, I do have a Millennium Falcon now from the new line, the Power of the Force 2 line. It's back up there. I might do a video on that sometime in the future and kind of compare it to the original Millennium Falcon. I don't know. But anyway, that's my top 10 favorite Star Wars toys. What are some of your favorite Star Wars toys? Comment down below. Be interesting to hear what your thoughts are, any kind of memories you have of getting these toys. Anything you'd like to discuss at all. And as always, thanks for watching.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Oh boy!
Hey, there's Hasbro! Hasbro makes toys! What's new, Hasbro?
Pretty sneaky, sis.
Remember, you can tell it's Mattel. It's well.
Okay, let them go. Some of the great SSP racers for 72.
M-A-R-X spells Mark, world's largest toy maker.
Remember, every boy wants a Remco toy, and so do girls. And remember, if it isn't Duncan, it isn't Yo-Yo.